Welcome everyone to episode 15, my mistake, to episode 15 of the space shooter DevVenture. And the last thing we did was try and fix the orientation between the player ship and the mining ship, and the orientation for movement, right? So the one moves forward and the other one moves backwards. And the way that I've thought about, because I've thought about it since then, the way to fix that, the best way, is just to spin around literally everything. So we can attach the camera. We can attach the gun. No, don't mess with the tree. Don't mess with the scene tree. Just rotate everything as it is. Because as soon as you shift things around on the tree, then the node path changes and your script breaks and no. So we'll turn this around 180. We'll turn this around 180. And you'll see that everything is still okay, more or less. Just a slight misalignment there, but that's okay. It's fine. We don't need it to be 100% perfect. We only need it to be so close that a human player won't be able to notice. So that's fine. The camera. We change the camera because the camera is looking in the wrong direction, and right now it's also in the wrong position, so we'll have to change both. Okay, so we'll rotate this 180 and then move it forward like that. Check the preview. Like that. Okay, then we take the camera and the Z location and we'll paste that on the gun's bullet spawner. First we'll rotate the whole gun. So like this. Then we'll paste the Z location like that. And it should be roughly exactly the same as camera. Yes, perfect. And then the health bar 3D could just shift over to be in roughly the same Z location. Okay, so now if I go to test flight, or was it firing range, you'll see that the player ship, oh right, of course, player defender, player ship is rotated 180, make that 0. And now if I go to firing range, it's facing the right way, but everything is opposite, right? So now if I go forward, it should go forward. What is going on here? Up, down, left. I mean right, left, right is fine, but up and down is not. What is going on? And why can't I see anything? Let's go back to the player defender. back to the camera and the gun and just shift all of this further out, something like that. And now if I go to firing range, still can't see anything anywhere. What is this? Is this the active camera? Yes, current. I think I've messed with the near and far settings somehow with this camera. Let's go to here, the near and the far perspective. Test flight. Why is the camera so messed up? What's going on? Oh, I get it. It's because this, okay. This and this both need to move back towards the origin. So like that. Then the camera and the gun can all move back like this. No wonder I couldn't see any of the targets, because the camera was somehow looking beyond the targets from the closest point. Bizarre. Anyway, let's try this. Yeah, that's better. And the health bar is floating above the player still. Okay. The player shouldn't notice the health bar. This is only for other players, or for the player to notice the health bar of the NPC, right? So, like that. Now if I go back to test flight and I run the scene, that's that. But that's wrong. Okay, let's check the script. If I go towards pitch rotation, yaw and pitch, or perhaps in the physics process with rotations, roll, yaw, and perhaps it's here, plus equals negative pitch rotation factor. Okay, let's try that. up and down, left and right. Okay. And then firing range. Can I see the targets? Yes. Amazing. Oh, the wings are visible. Okay. Go towards the camera. Say preview. Preview like that. Then I go towards this position and forward till they aren't visible anymore. So like negative 1.5. Okay. Take away preview mode. Then set the gun. Where's the gun? Here. Negative 1.5. And the health bar to negative 1.5. Right. Firing range. Run the game. Everything's fine. No guns visible. But I can fire projectiles. Amazing. Okay. Right. Now we can take the player ship and replace it with the miner. It's facing the right way. And when I run the game, up should be up, down should be down, left should be left, and the right should be right. Perfect. There we go. And now the only test left is to make sure that our script separations were done successfully. So now if I go towards one of these mining objects, and I start mining, it should mine, and it does. Amazing. Brilliant. I am very happy with that. Okay. And you know why I'm very happy with that? Because it's using the exact same script. The same one. Player.gd. That's why. So, was it player control? Player controller? Player behavior. Okay, let's change that name. If I go to scripts in here, we can change this one to be player controller. Rename. Amazing. So now we can effectively archive this script file. I won't delete it right now, just in case we need it, but for all intents and purposes, it is vestigial, unnecessary. Yeah. Okay. The next thing we can do is create a duplicate of the enemy pirate ship and turn it into a player ship, right? That means add a camera, that means add the player controller script, adding, or before that, let's separate the shooting from the pirate ship and then modularize it, right? So make a separate script file for controlling the gun, and then we can worry about, or not worry about, but start thinking about the difference between an NPC and a player version of the ship. Okay, So let's get over to enemy pirate. So this is the enemy pirate scene. And then we'll make a duplicate and call it player pirate scene. Then we can make an enemy miner scene and an enemy defender scene. And then we can make an ally defender and an ally miner. And an ally pirate, I suppose. Because if you're doing a pirate version, you might want to have allies, you know, flying in formation and attacking in groups like a pack of wolves, you know. So I suppose, because remember we talked in the last session about having a balance between space, time, and complexity. And while having less complexity means taking up more space, it is easier than using the same script file and then having large bodies of that script file activate or deactivate depending on which group the node is assigned to. You know, so if it's of the type group, you know, of the group called NPC ally, then use these functions. But if it is of NPC enemy group, use those functions. That makes the script huge and complex and difficult to test and debug and all of those things. And so now you're making a sacrifice of complexity to save space. And I don't agree with that. I think we'll just use up a little bit more space and save on that complexity. We have multiple script files with multiple scenes, and we separate everything nice and cleanly, and everything will go smoothly, and it's easier to test and debug and maintain and all of those things. Okay, so let's go. 3D view. Where is the gun? It's up here. That is not good. We need to have the gun in line with the camera. So what we can do is we can keep the actual gun, the mesh of the gun. We can keep that where it is, and then just move the marker 3D to be in line with the camera. You know, we could do that. But for now, let's turn this into its own scene. Okay, so let's create a new scene called Gun Pirate. And then save this 3D scene. Save as an asset. No, it's a scene. So save it in scenes, components. Call it Gun Pirate.scene. Okay, and then we can just paste that here. Where was it? Didn't I copy it? Take this, copy, or actually no, cut out and paste here. There we go. I see. So the pirate as a whole is rotated. No, it isn't. Good. It isn't. It's facing the opposite, the negative Z direction. And that's one of the quirks of Godot Engine. If you didn't know that, forward in Godot Engine is negative Z, right? So that's positive Z, that's negative Z. If I said go forward, then Godot Engine will understand that as going this way. It's just it's a little quirk of the Godot Engine. I am not a fan of it, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, that's fine. As long as the root of the pirate is facing this forward direction, its behavior should be fine, right? So it's left and right and up and down, and everything should be perfectly fine. And then what we can do with this is set its transform to be on the origin and separate the mesh and the gun like that. Okay, so 0, 0, 0, and this one too. We can make this 0, 0, 0, like that. Oh, okay. I thought I said 0, 0, 0. Ah, but the scale is wrong. It's on 0.75. Maybe that's why it's floating above. No, but here's the origin. So, okay, let's try 1, 1, 1. 0, 0, 0. Nope. Still floating. No. Okay. Let's take this as our reference point and then just move this mesh down. Okay, so like that. Something like this. And then back, something like that. Brilliant. And then we'll name this as what was it called? Do we need the node 3D? Let's make this the scene root. Get rid of the node 3D. Yeah, like that. What is it complaining about? Condition PNP is absolute. Returning node path. Okay. That's something that I don't have control of. It's in the core of the engine, right? Engine core string node path. So we'll ignore that bug for now. And then go towards components. We'll say pirate gun. Add that on like so. And then we can just rotate this. Oh, it's already rotated, so make it 0. Now it's not rotated. We can move it to be in the right place at the right time. Something like this. Excellent. So let me just go here and check something. We have a file called gunbehavior.gd, okay, which has a can shoot and a plasma bolt and a shot cooldown and a gun main and a fire rate and a bullet speed, all of it, right? So why can't we keep this for both the player and the NPC, right? So it's got a signal connector, like a signal triggered function for an NPC to fire, right? So like when we want the pirate as an enemy or an ally to shoot on its own without our intervention, we could use signals. And when we have a player controlling it, we could use controls, right? So when the player clicks the left click button, fire, right? Like it's currently set up to do. But we can add additional logic to the script by signal, which isn't checking if the if the node belongs to any particular group. It's just when this signal is triggered, call this function. When this function is called, do the thing, right? So let's see that. We'll go to the player defender. The gun has the shot cooldown attached to it. So we need to take the shot cooldown and paste it onto this, like this. And then here we attach gun behavior. So we go towards behaviors, gun behavior.gd, like that. Excellent. So now if I go to testing seek behavior, I should be able to make the pirate shoot, which is going to be so funny. I should be able to make the pirate shoot even though it's an NPC. So let's try that. Here we go. Wait time of type float on a null instance. What? Oh, because it's not called timer shot cooldown. It's just called shot cooldown. So let's do that. We'll take this. We'll rename that so that everything is compatible. And now we can go here and run it. Save the scene, go to the 3D view, close everything down and run. Yes. Aha! We've got a problem. Global transform. Gun behavior, no, not found. Gun main. Gun pirate. Gun defender. Okay. Hopefully that's the last one. Clear everything. Start again. Let's go. It's not shooting. Wonder why. It should be shooting. If input is action pressed, shoot. If can shoot, then shoot. And when shooting, print shooting. So if I go towards the output, can I search the output? Yes. So let's see. Search for shooting. And it is shooting, but the bullets are not showing. That's interesting and annoying. Oh, this again. Okay, let me just change this. Fire rate is default 10. Okay. And I go to shot cooldown. The default wait time is 1 second. Okay. Hopefully that fixes things. So if I go here, and I run this, let's see. If I hold down, and I search for shooting, it's only shooting once. Do you think it's because of these duplicates? Let's comment them out. See if that fixes the problem. Okay, let's give that a try. Ah, it's shooting now, but it's only shot once. I think you noticed that there was this huge projectile that was launched, and then that was it. So here, speed, scale, like 0.1. And then if I go here, you saw it, but it's not resetting. Let's see, if I go here, one shot, off, auto start, off, ignore timescale, this should work. Why isn't it working? Okay, let's try this. If I change gun defender, to be gun pirate, just for now. Stop that. Okay, file system, components, gun pirate. Okay, let's give that a test. See how that works. Wait, where's the camera's position? Slightly back. It was negative 1.5, right? Okay. So let's go to firing range. And put the defender in the firing range. Okay, so we've got an issue where it only shoots once and not more than once. So why is that? I go to the player ship, player defender, gun pirate, fire rate is 10. Let's close that. We don't need that one. We don't need that one or that one. Okay, so let's go to gun pirate. Something is wrong here. What is different between gun defender and gun pirate? Fire rate is on 5. Fire rate is on 10. So make this 5. Okay, and then gizmo extents. Why does it have a gizmo extents? Why does it need gizmo extents? For the marker 3D. Oh. I see. So it does need a no 3D. Okay, fine. No 3D. Make this the scene root. And then separate that. And separate that. We'll call this gun pirate. And we'll call this gun main. Gun main and gun mesh. Okay. Now let's try the firing range again. Here we go. Shot cooldown. Timer shot cooldown. Gun pirate, timer shot cooldown. Wait time is of for null instance. Shot cooldown. What is going on? Of course. I forgot that I had the script attached to the marker 3D instead of the root, so it needs to be there. Right. Now it should work. Ignore the mesh. I forgot to hide it, so fine. What's going on? Why is this thing so small? Okay. Oh, it's because the camera is so massive. It's really tiny. It's so small. Look at that thing. It's over there in that white box there. It's so small. Okay. Make it smaller. Bring back the camera. Why is this so difficult to... Okay, let's try that. Oh, I forgot to make this visible again. This is really frustrating. What else is different between this and this? Is the fire rate, and then the shot cooldown is auto start versus not auto start. Okay, let's try that. Nope, not working. So what I'm going to do instead is just ignore the mesh completely. Just delete the mesh. We don't need a mesh. We just need the marker and the cooldown. Okay? If I go to the script, you'll see that there's no need for a mesh, right? We've got the gun and the cooldown. Who needs a mesh? Alright. And we'll do the same thing for the defender. Do away with the mesh. Okay? We'll save that. And then we go to player defender, components, gun defender, add that back to the player. In 3D view, set the transform -1.5. Save the game, go to the firing range, make sure it works. Why isn't it working? It was working. Isn't it working? Come on, man. Why isn't this working? Let's see. Maybe we should move the gun forward to like -1. then go to the firing range. Why don't you want to show the plasma bolt? Okay, let's go to bolt behavior. We'll say on plasma body entered, let's say this, we'll say print body, or rather entered body followed by body. Let's see which body it enters. Okay, we'll run it and see. So it's not entering anything. Okay. So that's not helpful. If we go to gun behavior under shoot, oh, you know why? I think I figured it out. This is not connected. No, it is. It is. So that's not helpful. But this isn't connected. So that's why this wasn't working. Okay. So I just want to see, how do I connect a signal to a function in GDScript via code? Okay. Source node dot signal name dot connect to a target function. How to connect a signal from another node to a function in this script. So the emitting node dot signal emitted dot connect to the function on emitter signal triggered. Okay, let's do that. So we say shot cooldown dot timeout dot connect to on shot cooldown dot timeout, on shot cooldown timeout. And then yeah. So this should confirm that the shot cooldown timeout is connected at runtime. So let's give this a test. We go back to 3D, go to firing range, and set it up. Aha! The function connect in base signal can't convert argument 1 from null to callable. Okay, you caused this error, you're gonna help me fix it. The error is in your signal connection line. You are calling the function instead of referencing it. Oh, I'm using round brackets. I see. So I shouldn't use those. It should be just like that. That was quick and easy. Nice. Let's get back to work. Run the game. Okay, it's shooting, we can see that. But I think the plasma bolt's too small. It's still not doing what it needs to. Why can't I see the plasma bolt? If I go to the script, it instantiates it, called bolt, gives it the transform, the speed, the scale, adds it to the scene, all of it. So what's the problem? There are a few potential issues that could cause the plasma bolt instances to not show up. Let me help you troubleshoot them. Okay, so transform inheritance, scale issues, visibility, parenting. Wait, maybe the parenting is bolt. The transform is main gun. Main gun is gun main. Gun main is this. Okay, so that's right. add some debug prints to see what's happening. Shooting, instance created, global position, bolt added as child, and then the parent is this. If the scene itself is still working, is the plasma bolt scene itself still working? If you instance it manually in the editor, are there any errors in the debugger when shooting? Try temporarily making the bolt scale much larger to see if it's just too small. Okay, let's do this. We'll copy that and paste it here. Save that. Go to here. Test it out. What is it complaining about? It's already connected because of this thing. Here is the output from running the latest changes. The bolts are still not visible. They've been created and parented correctly, so the issue is likely within the scene itself. Here's the most likely cause: visibility of the mesh, collision layers, or the bolt script. If your plasma bolt, in your plasma bolt script, add this to see if it's running. Okay, let's try that. Go to bolt behavior. Just before destroy, we'll add them in. Okay. Process. Oh, okay. So then just do that. Okay. Okay. Clear this. Clear that. Go back to the firing range. Run the game. Okay. If I go to bolt behavior, it should have a timer here called destroy, and then links up to destroy over there. So if it is destroyed, so what is this timer called? Timer. And we have the thing for timer? No. Okay. How long does this timer have? 15 seconds. It's definitely moving and flying through the air. Oh. Of course, of course, of course. Of course. It's facing the wrong way. Gun main. Watch this. Something so simple. Yep, it was facing the wrong way. Okay, take all this out. Don't need that. Don't need that. And we definitely don't need this. Or this. Okay, now we can go to testing seek behavior and confirm that this works. Now, why is the enemy pirate so small? Compared to the player. So let's see the defender pirate comparison. It's about the same size. Yeah. So what's going on? The market 3D is huge though, so maybe that's the problem. Just ignore that truck in the background. Yeah, the scale for this is like that. Okay, fine. I think it's because the whole thing is from here to there. So why don't we move the gun to the origin again? And make the scale smaller, so like 0.5. And then try that. It's definitely shooting, but it's shooting so far away from the ship. It's like, look at that. And look how big those projectiles are. It's crazy. Okay. So if I go to the plasma pulse scene and I set the scale of the pulse itself, the whole thing, to be 0.1. Okay, maybe not 0.1, half the size. Okay, and we set the speed to be half as fast. So let's make like 200, just so that we have enough information to work with. Okay, so there. Okay, so it's definitely starting from the pirate ship itself, which is good, but it's going so, I mean, it's so much bigger than it needs to be. So we'll go here, we'll set the scale back to 1 and compare if the change in size had any effect over here. Hard to say. We'll make it very much smaller, so like 0.1, 10 times smaller. Okay, and now we'll test it. No change in size. Okay, that's good to know. That means we can keep the scale here and go to the script here. Of course it won't be, because we set the scale to 1 in gun behavior. That's why. So if I go here, where is it now? Gun behavior? Shoot, yeah, vector 3.1 times 0.5. Okay, so if I go to firing range and I run this, you'll see now. Oh man, why is it so big? Okay, times 0.1. It's not changing the scale. Or is it? It's traveling a lot further. So maybe it is. Okay, so if I go here and I change this back to like half the speed. Okay. Okay. I change it by 0.01. We'll go back to this, test it, and run. Yeah, okay, that's much better. Okay, so that's working. So if I go back to the script, 0.1 is fine. Change the speed of the plasma bulb back to like 2000. That's fine. Now we'll go back here. We'll run the game. Okay, I'm aware that I've gone really far over time. We'll just do this one last test and then I'll conclude, okay? Um, that's better. Much better. Yes. Good. All right. We have gotten to a point where I'm happy that I can close it now. So I'm going to make a quick shout out to Cubes because I promised that to my to all my members on Coffee that I would give you a shout out. So shout out to Cubes. You are a junior DevVenturer and I appreciate your support very much. And thank you to the rest of you and everyone else, to all of you, including Cubes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. And I'll see you in the